We are doing the run back of week 1, aren't we?
Dude, like, more or less, like, at the same time, like, we're just watching, like, you know, like, it's Kaleb versus Kepler, just all over again.
Yeah, dude.
And on top of that, like, you know, Kepler, like, earlier he said he was not looking forward to this. Like, he saw, oh man, it's Kaleb again. And like, time for just, like, you know, me gunner shenanigans.
Yeah, well, yeah, they both can think this matchup is not good. But I'll tell you what, Kepler did win last time, and I think he actually won 3-1. So yeah, it's gonna all just depend on who is the better player today.
Honestly speaking, though, like, I'm just waiting for, like, you know, someone to just finally dethrone Kaleb. It just, like, you know, show him that, like, you know, he is still more. Because right now, like, Kaleb's been, like, breezing through the bracket, but even then, like, he's shown very, very strong play.
Oh, absolutely. Kepler and Kaleb are seed 1 and 2 of this tournament, I think. So
honestly speaking, I'm not really shocked by, like, anything at all from them being, like, you know, where they were.
Yeah, they both played excellent today, and now they are playing for winners finals. Is this winners semis or winners finals?
This is winners finals.
Winners finals. All right, yeah. The screen. So that means it is best of 5. Seed 1 and seed 2 fighting for grands.
So
or winner sides of grands, rather.
Yep, and then we're going to go ahead and go over to the losers bracket, see how everything's been going. As a matter of fact, you were in the losers bracket. Like, what happened, man?
Oh, man, I am out of the losers bracket now. Rob, who is a snake player, knocked me out to, and
how many snake players do we have today?
We have at least 3. At least 3.
Michigan
is known for their snakes. I learned that.
Yeesh.
We have tons of snakes players around here.
Speaking of being known for the snakes, Kepler being able to take the first loss off of Kaleb, giving him some really strong momentum that he's going to definitely need. Yep. And like on top of that, being able to further like his advantage, like if he's able to just get any % on Kaleb, like it's going to help him further like that lead.
Oh yeah, especially when you get that first stock, it's just how fast can the other person get the stock, and can you get that extra credit unlocked?
And on top of that, like Kaleb being able to like snipe people with like the stealth bomb, like it makes it really difficult for you to just be able to like go ahead and confirm on him. And Kepler being able to put 69% on the Kaleb before like much of anything else, like and also sitting at like 158.
Oh, dude, he is surviving this.
He's
like
playing
no other.
quite literally like a game of dodging missiles.
Oh yeah, well he can't dodge dash attacks, but it's tough. So, but he got that extra credit.
He got 100% on Kaleb before he went down on the last stock. That's honestly amazing.
2-1 Kepler. Wow.
This like again gives him that immediate stock up on him. So like Kaleb now has to fight this uphill battle with a single stock left on it.
Exactly, and it's so tough against Snake because he's able to trade hits so easily with his grenade and all of his other attacks. So he's going to have to get an early stock if he's going to want to get this comeback.
So like grenade, C4, up smash, like the Nikita missile, like you name it. Like Snake has an option and a tool for like covering so many different options.
Yeah,
and like if you
he doesn't even have to win engagements. He just has to get a percent, and then even if he gets the next stock, like, well, guess what? You're at a high percent.
Exactly. And on top of that, Snake also has a lot of kill power, which also makes him like a lot stronger in like other projectile matchups than like some other projectile characters. Like Kaleb's great executionally, and like even then, like that just shows like the kind of skill that he has as a player. But even then, you can't just like beat out raw kill power from a character. Sometimes the character matchup is the difference.
Yeah, and honestly, I would not be surprised if we see a different matchup from Kaleb. Maybe even a different me gunner that could absorb. But he has experimented with that kind of thing. But as for now, we're going with the classic
I did
me gunner.
notice that there was more than one me gunner profile on the Switch, and that did work.
This is my Switch, and he does have multiple me gunners select screens on here. He can pick whatever me gunner he wants.
Dude, that's actually moderately terrifying, and especially because, like, it's already hard enough to know one me gunner matchup, let alone 2.
You just get to change your specials, and you got a new character. Let's go.
This is why people advocate for Mies to be banned, because it's just like, why am I going to learn, like, 81 different matchups if I'm not going to, like, fight this character ever? And honestly speaking, like, the Mies, like, are heavily slept on because of that.
Yeah, we're gonna have no plans of banning the me gunners, but I understand the argument with it. It does feel cheesy being able to just change your moves and do all that stuff, but that's kind of just the matchup, and it's just something you got to overcome, just like with any other matchup.
With Kaleb sitting at 145, he now has to pretty much execute the rest of his game like pretty much perfectly to just like avoid dying early. And honestly speaking, Kepler is doing a great job of just applying so much more pressure to just prevent Caleb from having any room to work with.
Well, I'll tell you what, Caleb just has to get that one engagement with his rage, and he might be able to get this, but he's going to have to approach Snake, and even as Mii Gunner, that's just tough. He wants to keep his distance, but he also needs to approach in order to get that percent. But now that
there comes the forward smash coming up from Kepler, and Caleb being down one game. Like, this is usually like where we see everyone else. Like, we see everyone else going one game down from Caleb, and now we actually see Caleb down one game for the first time in I think I've ever seen him ever play.
Yeah. Well, all right. It's a tough matchup for both of them. They're both going to work their hardest to try and get this apart.
Honestly speaking, so it looks like Caleb's going to take him over the small battlefield. Honestly, I'm not very shocked by the fact that he's going to take him to small battlefield because, like, you know, that's definitely a good place for him to work.
It is 2 bands, by the way, and we changed the things a little bit. Yep.
So, that being said, it looks like Caleb's going to run it back with the Mii Brawler.
He does think this is a good matchup for him, so he's just going to hope for the best on this new stage that we got here.
So small battlefield being a lot smaller than, like, you know, a lot of other stages means that there's also smaller blast zones, which means, you know, you can kill much easier as both Mii Gunner and as Snake. Yep. So this is both advantageous and slightly disadvantageous if you don't know how to play the matchup. And luckily, both Kepler and Caleb know how to play this matchup.
Oh yeah, so it's just going to be who is the best player right here. Who can get this? And on Caleb's counter pick, let's hope that he can see a game 3 in his favor. But we never know. This is best of 5 though, so...
Honestly though, I would not be surprised if, like, you know, if Kepler was able to finally turn this around and be able to, like, send Caleb down into, like, the losers bracket, like, that would be something that we would rarely ever see, like, you know. But it's still not over, even if you were able to do that.
Well, yeah, oh, that's just an unfortunate,
No, that was actually, like, smart play coming out from Kepler.
Oh, 100%, but,
he using the key missile to basically, like, you know, force Caleb to use his air dodge, and the air dodge usage caused him to, like, go too low down to the blast zone for him to be able to recover back. Like, that's just knowledge of, like, the matchup and knowing the Mii.
Right, and even, like, you gotta even know all different kinds of uppies with, Mii Gunner, because he has multiple ones. Caleb uses the same one because I think this is one of the better ones, but you have to know multiple different recoveries with this character.
Yeah, and knowing which recovery that the Mii actually is working with also definitely helps.
Oh, yep, and they got that
Kepler charging that forward smash, so, like, you know, I'm pretty sure neither, like, player was, like, you know, thinking, like, yeah, this is going to work, and, like, I'm pretty sure Kepler threw it out because he's like, yeah, this is going to work in some way or shape or form just because, like, it has a lot of shield pressure.
Did he RPG his neutral B, just out of curiosity?
He was trying to because, like, I'm pretty sure if you explode with that many explosions at point blank, it probably does a lot of shield damage, which means, like, the grenade and the forward smash together probably do enough shield damage to actually just outright break a shield.
That's insane. But that's an amazing... If that was this case and it interacted with each other like that, that was really cool.
Wait, what was that, like, launch angle? Like, what happened there?
I'm not sure, but Caleb is really struggling in this set right now against Kepler. He is once again down 2-1 stocks, and he is going to have to put in a little bit of work. But he's doing pretty good so far, getting 79% up there.
Honestly speaking, though, like, watching these two play back and forth, like, it's really showing, like, you know, just what they're both capable of. And, like, even though Caleb is behind, he's definitely capable of bringing it back as long as he's, like, you know, able to, like, space out all the moves that he needs to as much as possible. But Kepler is just showing him, like, he's come here to play. He's not here to, like, you know, lose. He's here to win.
Oh,
and he's showing it very much in, like, how he's playing.
Oh, yeah, Kepler is definitely a hard player to verse, and Caleb was always
in the up air from Kepler.
Wow, he read that movement with that in the air, and he just got that perfect spacing for that up air, and that's a phenomenal play on his part. And now he's up 2-0. I wonder if we're gonna see a counter pick.
So now I'm curious on.
Oh yeah, Super Mario!
Sorry, we can't actually.
Gentlemen's works, man. Hey, that's legal here.
We're not gentlemen's to, like, Palutena's Temple. That's like saying we're gentlemen's to Great Cave Offensive. We're not doing it. We are not doing it.
Hey, man. If in winners finals, it'd be kind of freaking crazy. But I don't see either of them trying to do that. They want to play on their stages, and I don't blame them.
So he's bringing it back with the League Gunner again.
Yeah, but he's going to a different stage this time. He's going to Town and City. So, like you said before, with the small battlefield, he's opting for a bigger stage to try and space out Kepler, which I think is a good strategy at this point.
Honestly speaking, like, because like when you have like a lot of projectiles and like you're able to be matching at projectiles, it's really just a game of like who throws out their projectile at the right time, in the right spot, and at the right and for the right moment better. And like Kepler's just been showing like really great placement of the grenades, really solid C4 placement, really great Nikita missile guidance, and then also like like positioning around all of his projectiles significantly well as well. Like it's like he knows this matchup now.
Ooh, he just kicked that grenade back. He's like, nah, get that out of here. I ain't dealing with that.
Honestly, if Kaleb had gotten hit by that grenade, that might have actually taken away that first stock already. Especially considering the fact that, like, Kaleb is already sitting at 92%. And, like, even then, this is very much still kill range for Snake. So, trying to figure out, like, what are they going to be trying to go here for? Go for it. Like, we know Kaleb's trying to, land food.
Wow, that Nikita didn't even hit. But I definitely... I think they're going on more reactionary instead of. I think they're definitely planning stuff, and especially at these moments like these, they're able to plan something like with their projectiles. But when they go in, they're just going in and trying to get each other without attack. Oh, that was a great move in neutral to get him.
Yeah, you can definitely tell, like, there's a lot more thinking involved of, like, how they're actually planning each of their attacks.
Oh, yeah.
And especially in the up smash taking, like, Kepler right off the top, this might be where Kaleb is, like, finally starting to find his groove.
This is Kaleb's first stock take on the first one, so this is very clear for him.
Yeah, having that advantage and being able to, like, push that advantage is, like, something that Kaleb is definitely going to be, like, able to do very well.
Up tilt didn't kill at 115. That's just insane.
I mean, it did sheer poke at the very least, so he was able to, like, confirm something out of it. Right. But even then, like, at 133, like, it's, like, Kaleb's just, like, showing, like, I may be at a high percent, but, like, you're still going to have to work pretty hard for like, whatever damage and kills, like, you're trying to get on.
Well, I know that up tilt would have killed me as well.
That's fair. It probably would have killed me as Sonic too. So I can't even really complain.
But 183% of your full rage, and wow, Stealth Bomb getting him with that full rage, and he's gonna get that stock, and he's now up 3-1.
That's Stealth Bomb coming in off the side of the stage, off stage. Like, I'm pretty sure Kepler was like, all right, it's time to edge guard, and when he went for the edge guard, like, Kaleb was just ready for it.
I definitely think this is a phenomenal counter pick on Kaleb's part, because he's gonna have so much space to actually work with here. I think Kepler is taking advantage of the fact that he is choosing these small stages.
Honestly speaking, though, like, the fact that he was able to, like, scoop him up, like, in those first few kills, like, he's up already, like, one stock, and, like, he still has a fresh, like, two more stocks to play with, and, like, at that, like, Kepler is playing up against a gigantic molder, like, he has to find something.
Oh, yeah, and Kaleb is not out of the woods yet. He's gonna have to play against Kepler's counter pick twice in order to win this set.
Honestly,
so even if he gets
like,
this one right,
and it's definitely he's definitely shown and capable of being able to do so. Like,
oh, 100%. Kaleb is definitely a very capable player, and especially when he can get a read. And even if he does lose this set, it is not over yet. He can still go back from losers finals to beat this back in grands.
Honestly speaking, though, like, even though it might be an uphill battle in some way, shape, or form, like, he's definitely going to make, like, Kepler work for whatever way they. And the up tilt, taking him right off the top of the stage. That was honestly well executed and well placed from Kaleb.
That was really good play by Kaleb there. He really adapted that time to get Kepler out that game.
Honestly though, like, I'll be real, like, I really wasn't knowing what to expect out of that, because, like, with Kaleb being on the back foot for, like, most of those games, like, it was just, like, really strong to see, like, Kepler just being like, yeah, I'm gonna just give you the work.
Yeah, Kaleb, if Kaleb can get the first stock, he is one of the most tough people to beat in this place. In order to beat Kaleb, one of the most important things is getting that first stock. And if Kaleb gets that first stock, he runs with it. And
not only that, like, taking that first stock and being just really consistent. Those are the two things you need.
Oh, yeah, he's not letting any of the kill confirms hit. He was living to 186%.
Like, if you can live to almost 200% and, like, against the Snake player, who, is notoriously known for killing at 80, like, you can pretty much, like, fight this matchup however much you want to, and in any way you want.
Yeah.
And that just shows why Caleb is such a great player. But at the same time, Kepler is like, showing really solid execution and like
Oh
is
yeah,
making
he's still
Caleb.
up 2 games.
And I'll tell you that he's making Caleb work, not just like your regular amount of work. He's making him work like overtime.
Yep.
To like show him like that he's needing to like work as much as possible about this.
Yeah, this is a really good matchup, and I think that we might see another. Oh wow, what? That's not it. That neutral B was so insane though.
The neutral B was great, but like some really solid DI coming out from Kepler with some really great placement. So looking at like how Caleb is going to about this, it looks like he's already taking the first stock off of Kepler, and like Kepler is already like trying to figure out a way to confirm this skill. Well, Caleb, he's just trying to find some more extra credit on Kepler now.
Yep. The 119, 1 to 135. He's just
like I said, if you can live to like a 180 on a snake who's notorious for killing at 80, you can pretty much do whatever you want in this matchup.
Right, exactly. Oh, but in the forward tilt, no, not yet. I actually think one of the reasons C.Kaleb can actually stay alive so early is because he knows the kill confirms. He actually used to main Snake a little while ago. At least I've seen him play some games with Snake. And
honestly, I would not be surprised for him actually picking up Snake because like Snake has like
he definitely used to have a Snake. I haven't seen him pull it out recently since the series, but I watched some older sets with him, and he can definitely he definitely has a Snake in him. But honestly, right now he's got the gunner.
Honestly, though, like this is some really good execution coming out from Kepler because like
with Kepler, like he was only able to like confirm 15% on him before the stock was finished, and like that means he plays well, played very defensively, was able to like say, hey, I'm not going to let you get too much like extra on me, even though I'm a stock behind. Showing like really solid, like a great mental in like how he's approaching this match.
Like oh, back air, that was a great move.
Yeah, Caleb still trying to confirm with that like stealth bomb because
forward smash
and
is
the
gonna
last
get
of
him.
the forward smash.
Caleb is trying to make this comeback in this set right here, and that would be an absolutely shame the first thing go.
Like he said,
and he's
I'm a champion for a reason.
Yes, sir.
Like he is showing Kepler, like this is why he is usually the one to win the tournament. This is why he's at the top of the bracket. Why he's seated number 1.
Right. Exactly. He is playing excellently.
And honestly speaking, like just seeing like this excellent amount of gameplay coming out from both players, even though it's down to like last stop 0-0, even on all fronts, like this is still anyone's game. Like Caleb goes down here, that's it. He's in the losers bracket. But if Kepler like loses here, we go to game 5.
Yes, sir.
And honestly speaking, like I'm just like excited just to see like a game of this caliber being able to be played. And honestly, it's much more exciting to see like than you would ever expect.
Oh yeah. But he has to take the stock first, and Kepler's making a good keeping a good distance away from him to try and preserve his percent, so that way he can't get the stock from him. But he's got some catching up to do right now. 82 to 33%. He's gonna have to get that. He's gonna have to get it confirmed.
If Caleb's able to keep this percent lead and then sneak in a kill somewhere, like Kepler is just going to have to try and like figure out a way to like play this like fifth game with some mental stamina left, because like you can definitely tell like he's going to be running out somewhere.
Oh yeah. And it's really hard to win a game 5 when you lose game 3 and 4. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, because like you feel like it just takes all the wind out of your sails, and it just shifts all of the momentum into like your opponent's favor.
Yeah, exactly. You have to keep a good mentality while you're playing, so that way you can try and win these big sets. And there's a decent amount of money online with almost I think 25 entrants today.
24.
24?
Yeah.
Yep.
So honestly speaking though, it's like even then, like you can definitely tell like they're both starting to like start fishing for kills, trying to figure out what the best option is to figure out like, hey, I'm gonna take it to the blast zone, and this is how I'm gonna do it. And like you can say like Caleb's gonna be looking for like either like up tilt, up smash, forward smash, stealth bomb, or even like down even down tilt. And like honestly speaking, like any of those options can kill at any point in time. And like Snake is just looking for any of like his close range moves, because all those have like solid kill power at any point in time. And there it is, the stealth bomb coming up from Caleb.
Wow, that match was really close. Caleb definitely clutched that one out. Kepler was definitely trying to make his way back into that game, and he was getting really close. But not this time. We are going to a game freaking 5. Let's go.
So we're going to game 5. It's very rare that we see most of our games even go to game 3, let alone game 5 in winners finals. So now we're sitting in a position to finally see, like, who has the better mental stamina, who has the better strength, and who can play to their advantages much better than, like, others. And, like, we just have to sit down and watch and just.
I definitely think C.Kaleb has the momentum right now. Like, just because winning these next 4 games, Kepler's going to have to change up his play style in order to win this next game, and Kaleb just has to play how he's been playing. So,
and it looks like Kepler's going to be taking him to town and city.
Well, I'll tell you what, these games are still really close. It could go either way.
Honestly speaking, like, at any point in time. But, like, going back and forth, like, so much and, like, so hard. Like, Lilat?
Oh, Lilat's banned. Lilat banned.
What's Lilat banned?
Lilat's banned, guys.
Wait.
I don't know if he went there, but
I think they might have gentlemen's agreement to Lilat.
They might have. Oh, no, they were missing him. Oh, yeah, I apologize. I looked away from the screen.
We looked away from the screen way too fast.
One of us had to look at the screen.
Neither of us were at that moment.
We were just like, we're both down. I'm like, nah.
I was like, Lilat? I mean, if they want to go to Lilat and if they gentlemen's agreement to Lilat, I'd be okay with it because, Lilat was, legal at a time and the place.
Right, and we did take Lilat off the stage list, but it's completely up to the players at the end of the day.
Like, so if they want to play on Duck Hunt, they can play on Duck Hunt?
Yes, that's the gentleman's rule is a mystery in itself. We would definitely prefer them not doing that in set, and we might change something like that, but yes, they could indeed do that. Most people want to play on these stages, so they want to have a competitive experience, and on some of these larger stages where you just can't have consistent games. And you're able to maybe even camp. Like, people aren't just they're not gonna want to play that. They want the money.
That's fair. Anyways, going back to the match, we can already see, like, Kaleb and Kepler keeping it really close and really even, like, trying their best to, like, no one's giving, like, a solid lead to the other. Like, they're just, like, not giving each other an inch. Like, they're applying a lot of different forms of pressure. They're, like, trying their best to just go for every kill that they can. Yep. And on top of that, like, just laying in the damage. Like, both players are already sitting at about 100, like, +%.
They're really just trying for that one hit. And, that up smash is going to do it. I think he either let go or he got,
So up smash, on Kepler, like, already puts Kaleb into the lead. And honestly speaking, like, this is a weird, like, you have to, like, find that mental fortitude. This is where Kepler is, like, starting to lose his footing because, like, after those first 2 games, you can tell, like, he is mentally fatigued.
And honestly, like, he's having a decent amount of time getting damage as Snake, but getting the kill is just a completely different story.
It's like he knows where it is, as you say that. Like,
the commentator occurs, of course. But
he's able to confirm the kill. Like, no, saying, like, Kaleb, you aren't able to, like, confirm too much damage onto us.
Yep, keeping that low so that way you can stay in this game was very crucial. If
like, this no longer is a game, but like, this is no longer, like, a game of, like, matchups and knowledge. This is now a game that seems a lot more personal.
Yes, and especially since they played so many sets together recently, they are definitely playing more towards the player with their projectiles and their play style.
Honestly speaking, though, like, it still is either player's game at the end of the day because, like, they're bringing it back and forth, making this game, like, as close as possible, and, like, it's probably not even their intention. Like, they're just trying their best to, like, lay in as much damage and, like, keep it as close as possible and, like, play against each other's options and see what, and play.
Dude, that back air gets sent. If he was not ready for that back air, he definitely didn't DI that right, but he's definitely going to still live.
The bomb called him out at the ledge after his invincibility wore off, so, like, Kepler's sitting at 124. He's definitely within kill range for Kaleb. And even then, like, Kepler still has plenty of kill options, with Kaleb now sitting at 88.
Right. And at 124, I definitely think this is still an even game. But
because Snake's still able to lay in a lot of damage.
Oh, see, and one more of those up tilts will probably do it with all of his rage right now. But now it's definitely even.
So with only about, like, a 20% difference between the both players, it's like, this still is anyone's game at any point in time.
And let's see if he can get it back to ledge. Oh, wow, he got hit by that Nikita. And that was a phenomenal play.
And now Caleb is now on the back foot with Kepler now being up in the entire stock, but he's still not out of the woods
Yeah,
yet.
Kepler got the stock right away, except keeping 13%. Let's see if Caleb can do the same thing, or whether Kepler can get some extra credit on the stock. This has been a very even game so far. Oh, that back air's gonna do. Oh, not yet.
With some excellent DI coming out from Kepler, like that is definitely like where you need to keep himself in the game. But the up air from Caleb is going to take him right out.
Yeah,
So
that little tip is gonna get you out there.
Honestly speaking though, like, and even though with him being like 30% behind, like, he's able to bring this right back, as you can clearly see, 41-35.
And then 3 explosions out of nowhere, and the next thing you know, the percents are even.
It's like these players are going back and forth as much as like humanly possible. It's like it's anyone's game for the beginning and end of this moment. Like you could see, like, Kepler is trying his best to like make sure that Caleb doesn't get any momentum and any lead. And Caleb is just playing his game and making sure that like whatever he does, he's able to follow up and like confirm whatever he needs to.
Yep, and 64-66, they are both going to be, I think they're going to take this to the distance. Oh, that shield is looking low.
With that shield being as low as it was, like Caleb was expecting him to roll, but like Kepler moved better than the roll and actually opted in for the second place and holding his shield despite it being so low. That could have been a shield break opportunity.
Yeah.
But thankfully, like Kepler was able to recognize it, and Caleb is not able to follow up on it.
But he's gonna have to keep playing his best right now. He snuck that bomb in to win that
And
set.
he got the bomb in, and Kepler wasn't taking the 3-2.
I didn't even see it. Did you see the C4?
I did not see the C4.
I did not see the C4.
You never see the C4.
It's just, woo-hoo, gone.